Hey everyone, my name is Jorrel Santo Tomas, one of the co-founders of Mintplex. Here I am, as always, joined by the creator of Ramp.xyz with two P's, now known as Mintplex, Mr. Timothy Carambat.
I'm just taking applause now. Okay.
Yeah. Well, don't worry. I'll add more effects. Hey, I gotta get slowly more, creative with these episodes. Keep everybody on their toes, Tim. Always on their toes. Next time I'm gonna introduce you as a famous TikTok creator, Mr.
Oh God, dude, I'm almost at 10K.
I told you. I literally was like, Tim, like you will be at 10K before you know it, and then it's in
less than a month.
Yeah, dude. See. Yeah, this is month anniversary for all those listeners out there. If you want some spicy hot takes, as well as some developer advice, make sure to visit T Carambat on TikTok.
Yeah, you build the following, and then I shall a Mintplex. That's how we get the platform. That's the platform.
Yeah, and then Tim will, go multilingual, and he'll shill to everyone around the world. Mintplex. Oh, that's gonna go hard. That's gonna go too hard, man. All right, we don't want our podcast going viral. We only want your TikToks, okay?
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah, but anyways, today's gonna be since this is our New Year's episode, for lack of a better term here, we're gonna talk about just a couple things quickly that we're working on, and also just things that we've been seeing that would be interesting to flag to you listeners out there, because you probably, you might think of this as an advantage, but the double-edged sword is a little too sharp. It's a little too sharp, especially with
people cut themselves.
Especially with like the last few days of this phenomena has been more drastic than we've ever seen since the free mint meta started. Spoiler alert, we're going to talk about the new metadata manager that we're going to be launching here in Q1, as well as just a little bit of a warning shot to the free mint meta that is kind of getting out of control.
Absolutely.
Tim, metadata manager, what is up?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So we have finally decided on a name, working title, I guess, but we think it's a name, Mint Foundry. So if we ever hear us refer to that in future podcast episodes, we're talking about the metadata manager.
So is it with two Y's or just one Y?
God, no, it's one Y. We were actually able to get the good name this time.
Oh, okay. So we have a full real name this time.
Real name this time. Yeah, same part of Mintplex Labs, though. It's a separate cause of concerns, because Mintplex is the launch pad right now, and Mint Foundry will be the metadata manager. And you're probably thinking, like, what's the difference? A lot of people probably think that, and we parroted this so many times, but for those of you who are just tuning in today, people have, like, a lot of people want to launch NFTs, but they aren't super technical. And the one thing that we have identified that trips up every single person is metadata. And so we are building a place for you to be able to, as simply as uploading to Dropbox or Google Drive, you can get your content decentralized and manageable from a single interface on the web. No fuss. It works with your contract, works with our contract. In fact, it works with any contracts, not just for Mintplex. So it'll work for everybody. We're nearly done, actually. We should have something live probably by end of the month, early February. So we're making significant progress on it. And I'm just actually excited because every single person that hits us up on Intercom, which is about 12 people a day, we can finally just be like, hey, go to this website and it'll solve all your problems. And that's always a nice thing to hear. So,
oh, yeah. I literally, when you said 12 people, I was like, wait. And I was like, okay, no, we're good. It's Friday. People calm down. They're like,
and then Saturday they ramp back up.
I know. It's always weird. Like Fridays are probably, Thursday nights are probably the oddest time that we get Intercom messages, but we do get them.
Get a ton.
And then all of a sudden Friday, it's like dead. And then Saturday morning, it's like everybody got that like dog in them. And they're like, we're gonna go fucking make an NFT, guys. We're gonna change the fucking world.
Everybody who was like, I'm doing a stealth mint, they all drop on Saturday, which then makes them not a stealth mint, because everybody knows that stealth mints drop on Saturday.
Yeah, it's stealth mint Saturday.
If you really want to do a stealth mint, launch at like 4:30 a.m. Pacific time on a Tuesday. That's a stealth mint.
Oh yeah, dude. I don't even like the logic behind like a stealthman is just the dumbest thing now because no one
I don't
really
understand
cares.
how they get the traction though. Well, actually,
Yeah, we
this
do.
is a perfect foray into our next topic.
Wait,
Yes.
before we dive though into the next foray,
God.
I do want to mention when Tim said that the metadata manager will make it as easy for you to upload into IPFS. The other thing that this will allow you to do is dynamic NFTs. So
And redeemable NFTs.
and redeemable.
Or NFTs with dynamically changing attributes. Like, for example, you know how you probably have a bot in your Discord, or you've been in an NFT project has a bot in their Discord that tracks levels. You can now associate an NFT with a Discord user, and that NFT can actually change the attributes of maybe who the Discord handle is that owns the NFT, or the level in Discord that they are at. Like, the world is literally your oyster when you hook up your NFTs to Mint Foundry. And it's gonna be honestly, it's gonna be pretty legendary. And we already have some people willing to use it, so I'm more excited to get them trying it.
Exactly. So it's not quite decentralized. The point is dynamic NFTs are not really decentralized.
They can't be, because how would you edit them? Because they're on IPFS. Yeah. So yeah, the real trick though is also that at any point you can freeze the metadata, and that'll just lock everything in its current state and put that on IPFS, and then you're truly decentralized again. And so This is kind of like, for those who want to do more, this will be very helpful when they're minting or when their project is ongoing, and then they can freeze it over time.
Exactly. So all y'all listeners out there, you can never say we never did anything for you. Okay. you freaking, some of y'all be like, oh, hey, when are you guys going to do DNFT? I remember getting that first inbound all the way in March being like, DNFTs. It's like, you guys even know what the D and DNFTs are? Like dynamic, like,
there's so much. It's like there also needs to be like little pieces of infrastructure to enable the dynamic attributes easily. Like, I mean, I see us having kind of a workflow where we can also include Zapier. Sorry, I don't know why I've been calling it Zapier. It's Zapier.
Well, because it's like rapier. That's where you're like, haha, like a sword.
The sword.
But you make zaps. You do zaps on there. That's what they call their whatever.
Either way, we can add a Zapier integration to where people can easily now finally like have stuff work, to where it's like, oh, just get this thing from Discord and then process it and then push this information to Mint Foundry. Done.
Boom. Exactly. So, well, anyways,
nice. Yeah.
As we continue on, like we have a few more podcast episodes before the metadata manager will be live. So we'll talk about the progress as we go into the weeks here as we finally launch. Just keep tabs on it. Subscribe, hit that subscribe button or something. I don't know what, on YouTube or something, and just keep involved, because God knows we're not using Twitter as much as we used to. So
that's true.
Yeah, so that's the only way you're going to know. It's the only way you're going to know that your life has changed, is if you're subscribed to Tim's TikTok or Mintplex YouTube. But anyways, let's talk a little bit about what we've been seeing in the last few days here. And also, I someone did tell me that did become the new meta recently as well. So
really?
Yeah. So TLDR to all you listeners out there, probably like free mints, of course, and then you make money on royalty.
Free mint, a lot of people like to do free mints.
Yeah, you and I could do a free mint right now, Tim, like, and see what happens, right? But but why would we? That's the real question. Well, there's a lot of reasons to and not to. Reasons to, royalties. Now that OpenSea has the registry enforcement, you can get your dues, right? But here's the crazy thing. In the last 3 days, we've had, I think, 3 separate projects mint their free mints in all in less than 5 minutes each.
And this isn't like 10 tokens, by the way, y'all. This is anywhere from 1,000 to 3,000 tokens. Like, and you will see all of them get completely evaporated in a 30-second window, maybe a minute.
Yeah, the only reason that there's like it's a range of 5 minutes is because all the transactions are pending.
Right. And also it's worth noting that these bots are paying substantially higher gas. So for example, when the mint is going on, if Gwei is at like 12, they'll actually pin their Gwei at like 30 so that it'll go through faster than a real buyer's mint, which is annoying. Yeah. But they do it. And so, yeah, like what we've seen over the last couple of days, and I think a lot of this has to do with maybe slowed kind of transactions on Ethereum, like just like, less people launching cumulatively than it used to during what you would, I guess, call the bull market. What we've seen is someone will deploy a contract with the public mint open, which is a feature that you can turn off on Mintplex and you can't turn off on other places. So I don't know how that's going to work out for them. But with us, we give you the option. Hey, when you deploy your contract, do you want it to automatically be open? Because it'll save you the trouble of having to flick the switch and pay a very, very tiny amount of gas to change the contract state. Well, these people are deploying with free mint, whether it be their entire project just costs 0, or they're doing some kind of incentive that we offer where like first 1,000 are free or first 2 per wallet are free or whatever they're using. These bots are able to automatically determine if there are any free tokens on that contract at all. And if there is, they immediately start minting as soon as the contract is deployed. And it's actually kind of funny because people think like, well, these people don't even know what the project is. How do they know if it's worth anything? You have to think about the upside. Like if it's a 10K collection and only 1,000 are free, and you run a bot network that's able to nab 30 of them for 0 cost, all you did was paying gas. Let's say you probably paid a cumulative 0.3 in gas because it costs like what, less than $3 to mint on a Mintplex contract, even at really high gas. Mm-hmm. So let's say they do that. Well, then your real community comes along, starts paying actual money because that was just an incentive for the other remaining mints. And what happens very quickly is that a floor gets established because everyone bought in for a real price. All the bots holding the free one now look at OpenSea, say, hey, there's a profit opportunity here. And then they dump their holdings on people that are willing to buy on secondary. And it actually twofold destroys your project because of the huge sell-off, and also hurts your community ultimately. And that's why it's that double-edged sword that we were talking about, is because as a creator, you launch and instantly you see 1,000 mints. You're like, hell yeah, we're going, like this is going great.
Yeah, you're like, zero marketing? Zero marketing? Yeah. I'm famous? I'm rich?
Then you realize after maybe the project's minted out or the majority of it's been minted, you start realizing that your floor price starts dropping dramatically. And that is the side effect of having these bots mint your project. And I'm sure most people think like, oh, well, why don't you just stop it? And it's like, well, first off, these guys are interacting directly with the contract on the blockchain. They're not going to your mint site. It's not a bot that's clicking around on the web. It's just a bot that's looking for deployed contracts on Ethereum in the mempool, and then checking to see if that contract has an ABI that would work with what they expect. And then they just execute the mint function if it succeeds. And the issue is that there's no such thing as CAPTCHA on the blockchain. People have tried to build it, but there's always a way around it. And so far, nothing bulletproof has come through as a way to do it. However, the way to fix it is super simple. And it's just deploy your contract closed, then just wait like 10 minutes and then toggle it on. And the bots won't bother you. Like, that's all it takes. Or just use allow list. You want only your community to be able to participate in the free mint? Just allow list the entire community. Even if it's 100,000 wallets, it costs less than $1 to update it. It's just like, there's 2 very simple fixes, but I think people get really excited on the idea of, just like, oh, I just want a free mint to happen. I want to deploy it live. So we're good to go as soon as it hits the blockchain. And they don't realize that really what they might be doing is setting themselves up to get botted because they become a prime target. Like, yeah.
I mean, the thing was, and now that we're far into the free mint meta now, like it's already way after May, when Goblin Town was May.
Goblin Town was kind of the one that started all that.
Yeah, because I remember we had that crazy weekend where like 100 contracts for free mint went out, and then the Goblin Town stuff during NFT NYC, right? And now that it's like way over, like we can talk, like we can talk about it. We can talk about like what worked, what didn't work. And the big thing was a lot of people were taking advantage of the momentum that these bots, when they were less sophisticated, would give their projects. Like they would go in to, your mint would be like 0.001 or whatever, right? Or it would be a free and then it become 0.001. They would go in, they would set like 500 of these tokens for free. And before, the bots would actually take a range between 0 to 15 minutes to actually find your contract, mint. And so your it looked like your mint was like going
natural.
It looked really, really natural, it looked really fast. And icy tools and other aggregators would pick up your contract because it's like, oh, hey, this mint is doing really well. And so those
this
bots,
is trending. Yeah, it's like a trending mint. And then other bots that are watching the trending mint site see that and start buying your project too. And it was a way to gamify it. And we had we noticed some projects not even launched with us, but also some projects that launched with us that may or may not have been using that method to kind of gamify their ownership.
Yeah, exactly. And so the primary thing is that now the bots have become too sophisticated, and like these same projects that were taking advantage of that momentum are just now not appearing on icy tools or anything else like that. Yeah. So because it's happening way too fast, so these sites they responded. They were like, okay, well, we don't want bots. We don't want botted ones to be shooting up into our tool.
Well, it gives them a bad reputation. Gives a site a bad reputation if they're promoting botted collections.
Exactly. And so now you're in this situation where, okay, well, everyone loses now, because now like you have these free mints that get just sold out due to these bots. No floor gets established because none of these bots really have any idea about the value your mint provides.
Or any of the project details. Yeah, they don't know nothing. It's completely an arbitrage opportunity for them, hoping that there will be a floor that they can sell as profit.
Exactly. And then what happens then is that now these icy tools of the world, not picking any of these up. And now like your mint that would have been something, could have been something amazing if like you actually had the proper marketing and the proper community behind
distribution.
Is now just completely dead because of these bots. So something that used to be so useful before to like maybe give you exposure that you may have not gotten before is now completely destroying people who just want to launch a free mint for a community and just see where it goes.
Right. And the nature of security with these mints is, I'm sure some of the more technical minded people are thinking like, oh, well, can you have like a password protected public mint? There's 1,000 things you could do. The problem is that smart contract code is public. And so all it would take is someone to just go and be like, oh, if you see this condition, this is how you break it. Because there is no truly like random verification, because the blockchain is not live. Every single thing, if you had like, a rotating password or something, someone has to pay to keep that state changing. And so it's like, that's one of the downfalls, which is why also, if you even establish the tiniest amount of payment for your project, no bots will mint.
Yeah.
It literally, if you either deploy your contract closed and then just wait like 15, 20 minutes and then turn it on, you'll avoid the bots. Or if you just have a paid mint, even if it's 0.001, bots won't bother minting it.
Yep, that is. It's the simplest shit. It's the simplest shit, everybody. So,
but the free mint's gone crazy. Yeah, and now those bots have turned against the very people they used to be helping.
Yeah, it's fine, and really, if you are, I don't want to shill this too much, but if you really like, you listeners out there, if you're afraid to launch because of the free mint stuff, it's actually a really good way to just learn how the whole process works. You deploy, people mint your stuff, you see number go up, you go, yay. That's basically the whole flywheel of launching an NFT project, which is why so many people like launching them, because you get to see good people.
Serotonin good dopamine boost. Yeah,
exactly. So yeah, like all of y'all out there who watch this, don't hesitate. It's really cheap now. We can't say the same thing a couple years ago. It's really cheap now to launch a smart contract, and like not just from the developer side, but also just like the costs of deploying onto the blockchain are so much cheaper than it was before.
Yeah, and that's thanks to improvement in not only our code, but also the relevant chains people are launching on. Significant improvements have been made. It's literally the least expensive it's ever been. It'll probably only get cheaper over time.
Yeah. So feel free to mint and make free mints, do the things that you want to do. If you're a high schooler or a college student and you want to give your friends free NFTs, go do that. It's that easy. It's so easy to do.
But just if you are launching a big project or you're a brand launching a big project and you want to offer free mints, really consider some of the kind of, I don't want to use a spooky word like attack vector, but this is a bot minting attack. It's an attack on your project. And you just need to be aware of, same way you get in a car, you wear a seatbelt because of the danger that might occur. It's the same thing. There is an upside, there is a downside, and you got to mitigate risk the best you can. And we help you do that. We give you all the tools to do it. So it's not like you're by yourself. It's not like you're on your own.
And for an example of a good free mint, look no further than Digidaigaku. They had a great marketing team. They had a great kind of ecosystem and sequence of pushing out their mints. And I don't think they actually got botted, which is because they effectively promoted it slowly, and they airdropped stuff before they opened it to free mint.
Right. And that's the thing. It just they were doing the airdropping first. So the contract was live, closed, and they were airdropping to people, and bots weren't able to mint because they just passed up the contract. These bots aren't that smart. They just attack the contracts that they see get deployed on the chain. But if they see a contract and it's closed, there's no upside there at that time. And there are hundreds of thousands of contracts in the pipeline getting deployed every minute. So they just pass over your contract and they never come back to it.
Yeah. It's like these bots are essentially playing like Where's Waldo,
but where's the arbitrage opportunity?
Where's the arbitrage opportunity? And there's billions of things happening on the blockchain at any given time. So the cost is so immense. So they have a very short window where they go and seek out those contracts. So anyways, but best of luck to all of y'all. Continue to do free mints. Like I said, no harm in doing a free mint, no harm in trying things. Because you really don't know. Once you have something out there and you build your own brand, go wild with it. But
just know the risk.
Tim, what else do you want to say to our listeners as we close out this early podcast today?
As always, deploy on testnet. That's always the biggest thing is please use testnet, which actually has been good. We have had almost no incidents now where people are going straight to mainnet. And if they are, these people clearly know what they're doing. So that's actually been nice. People are going to testnet actually all the time, good. And they're always fascinated that we have poured a lot of effort into making sure the testnet experience is extremely similar to the production one. So when you're on ETH mainnet or Polygon mainnet, Optimism, Arbitrum, AVAX, Binance, doesn't matter. It is the same exact experience. So you can actually feel confident. So please use the testnet. We built it for a reason. We built the integration for a reason. So
if there's one legacy that we want to leave, it's fucking test on testnet. Please.
It's free.
God.
It's free. There is no downside at all.
So anyways, great stuff, Tim. And as always, everybody out there, follow us on our socials. Follow Tim on TikTok. He's always entertaining. Like I said, if you want a very well-rounded experience on TikTok, Tim is a great follow. Follow us on all of our other socials at Mintplex or at Mintplex NFT. We'll be posting a lot more stuff, just all over our socials, just to give some more character to what we do here at Mintplex. And once again, Happy New Year, everyone, and hope you all accomplish your New Year's resolutions. And as always, we will see you all in the next one.
All right.
Peace.